you going? That was really funny. How are you, Soph?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's so nice to see you. Say what up to everybody in the chat. How's everybody?
Hi.
We've got Daniel, Mecca, Ines is here, Kenzie, Iona, uh, Sydney.
Oh, Nicolette.
Hello.
Hello.
Maya, Marlis, Franz. This is amazing. So good. Hi, everybody. So nice to see you all. Yes, how is everybody? How's everybody doing on this lovely Tuesday night? What's happening? How are you, Soph? What have you been up to? What have you been doing today?
I'm good. Just, catching up on the week, which has been big for so many people.
Yes, it has, but we're definitely going to talk about that in a minute. It's been...
I love that we both have our teams as well.
And we're dressed the same as per usual because
That's just how we are.
you're like my younger version of me. You are.
Yeah.
Which is quite funny.
I'm like a young goat,
Yeah.
in the making.
Yeah, Kenzie's just asked, is that little dogs on my jacket? I think she's talking about the actually...
I like the angels.
The little angels. Is that the...
What's that brand? It's starts with
Fiorucci?
Yeah.
I've actually got the pants that... Do you remember those pants that... Jetta's here, I'll lift her up. But do you remember those pants that I got in LA? Those... Found them at the vintage store. They're also Fiorucci or whatever, however you say it. Oh, sorry. Just fucked my camera then by standing up. Hopefully that autofocus is back on me in a sec. Hello. Hello. Oh, I totally fucked it. Hang on, if I sit back, maybe it'll get me. Come on. Hello. That'll teach me for standing up, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Oh, why is it doing that? Usually when I put my hand in... There we go. That's better. We've got that. Okay, hi. Yeah, I've got Jetta here. See the Jetta emotes all over the screen?
Such a cutie.
She's a cutie.
Does Jetta have an IG?
No, she doesn't. Everybody tells me to do an IG for her. I feel like
pet IGs are wild.
Yeah.
Like, they're so wild.
I think I would be jealous because she would get more followers than me. So
yeah, but then you can just ride off that hype, like
dog influencers. There was this one dog that like is like a full influencer that had like written to rules management to meet when we were in like the States. I can't remember who it was, but it was someone like a really famous one in the States, and it's like this dog has met everybody, like everybody famous.
Crazy. It's so weird, like even when you're writing the captions, they're writing as if they're a dog. And
Yeah, I know, it's so funny.
It stresses me out. But...
Yes, it is a full-time job, Sydney. It might have been Doug the Pug, actually. Ian, you could be right. It could have been... Hey, Tiogan. Nice to see you here. Yeah, it could have been Doug the Pug, actually. I know we didn't have enough time to do it, but it was, like, hilarious. Yeah, I think it was Doug the Pug. I know they've got, like, 1 million followers or something, so...
it's crazy.
So crazy. The one with the tongue out. It might have been. I can't remember. Super cute, though. You're so lost. Okay, we're talking about, Tiogan, we're talking about pet Instagrams because Soph just asked me if I had an Instagram for Jetta, which I don't. And we're just talking about famous pet Instagrams that become like really famous. And there's one, Doug the Pug, who has like met all the famous people. Which is so funny. Anyway, how was your week? I know, actually, before we get into like weekend stuff, like, how have you been, like, Corona? Hey, Mildred, nice to see you. How have you been Corona? Because it's like, maybe let's tell everybody, like, who you are and what you do, because it'll give context.
Oh, yeah, true, yeah. So I am
Goat.
in the making.
Goat.
I'm a full-time freelancer, digital marketer, blogger, fashion blogger, and then I do styling on the side. My first actual proper styling job was actually with you.
Was it? Do I
Yeah,
know
it was like the
this?
one we did with Layla for that sportswear brand. Like this is like 2013, 14. I don't know the brand. I can't remember.
I can't even remember. There you go.
Yeah, because I was trying to think of like work we've done together, and I'm like, that was the first one.
Right. Okay. And so, but at that time, you were still like you still had like
Studying.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So I studied digital media and marketing at Swinburne.
Yeah.
And then I started my blog because at that time I didn't really have like a creative outlet for all this fashion stuff I was into. And then growing up in Australia, I didn't really have anyone that looked like me, that dressed like me. There was just like no representation, and I don't know, I just didn't feel like I fit into like what an Aussie was, right? So I decided to, but people would always be like, oh, I love the way you dress, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, let me just, and Blogspot was huge at the time. Like every fashion blogger had a Blogspot. So then I started a Blogspot, and then Instagram happened. So moved on to Instagram, and now it's just Instagram only because I don't have time to write stuff anymore.
Right.
Even though I'd love to.
So you actually used to write. That might have been, I think, before I met you, maybe, because I think I've only known you on Instagram.
Yeah.
Not actually like writing and blogging.
Like I used to write a lot. Yeah. I still have it's like all archived, but I wish I still did. Like it would be so incredible to write about, you know, right now, like how brands are using what's happening in the world and how fashion ties into all that.
Yeah, totally.
That's the kind of stuff I would write about. Yeah. Because I wouldn't see it anywhere, so I'd like create my own little lane for myself and just create a career out of it somehow.
It's so interesting that you talk about like not seeing anyone that looks like you, and like I so feel that because I've had the, you know, and I'm 10 plus years older than you, so it was even worse when I was growing up. But
yeah, I saw your tweet about looking for Ella Brandy.
Yeah.
Because I did that at school, and I'm like, oh my God, it is Michelle.
Yeah, totally. Like the whole story. I know I read the book, so even before the film came out, I was like, oh my God, this is the first time I've read any type of literature out of Australia that has anything to do with me. Like I felt it was my story essentially. So that was like the first time that happened, because like looking in magazines or on television, just didn't see anybody that like looked like me here, you know.
And there still isn't.
Not really. I mean, it's like better.
It's better, yeah, but
yeah. So and I guess through your I guess the thing that I've noticed with you recently, hey to Tessa, and I noticed that Gracie jumped in before as well. Hey Grace, nice to see you guys. One thing that you really, I'm going to show some of your Instagram now while we're talking about it, but let me actually just get that up first. So here we go. One thing that you have really tried to do is like represent your like culture and your fashion like together, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You were the first person to shoot me in a cultural
Yeah, I can actually
shoot.
show that because it's actually one of the ones that's up on the screen at the moment. But we did a shoot. How long ago was that? I'm actually currently downloading all those shots, so that's happening in the background. But there's one that you posted just recently. Do you want to explain what like led you to want to do that shoot? And you approached me and you were like, hey, I've got this idea. I want to do this shoot that kind of combines my cultural like my heritage and my love of streetwear and fashion.
I think I started to see certain bloggers overseas do it. Like it was just starting to kind of like come about, and I was like, growing up as well, like I remember I used to have henna on my hands, and I went to school the next day because we'd wear it when it was after Ramadan or for a wedding, And I'd go to school and people would be like, ew, what is that? Or like, they'd just look at me like I was an alien. And then I remember I didn't put henna on my hands till I was in my early 20s.
Wow.
Just because of just experiences like that. And then I kind of, when I started to see that representation through bloggers overseas mixing their culture in, I was like, wait, why have I been just hiding and running away from that when, you know, it's such an important part of my identity and it's such like a rich, beautiful culture. Like, I should be embracing it more.
Yeah, totally. I actually just downloaded the shots. So these are the ones that we did from that particular shoot, which was in 2018, I think. So it was actually...
We've got an older one.
Do we? What's the older one?
I'm wearing black. And...
You see?
2000 and... I'd like to say 16.
Really? In black?
It's like black and I'm wearing gold. And we did that... let me see if I have it. 2016,
I might be able to find it. Hang on a sec. 2016.
I've got a drop.
Oops, wrong one. This one. Let me try and find it. So 2016, because I would be if I have it on my system, I'll be able to download it.
Oh yeah.
And it was at the same similar theme, was it? We've done a few shoots now, so.
I think we try to do one every year.
Yeah, we do too.
And just kind of challenge. I think we're overdue.
We are overdue. We were talking about it, about doing one soon, actually. Brown and bougie. So Asia lives in India, actually. If you see her in the chat, in Mumbai, I think, if I'm correct. It's not letting me log in. Oh, yeah, it is. I mean, it's just being slow. Yeah, I think, like, I definitely agree with you. I've seen some people doing, which was, like, unheard of, even, like, 5 years ago, to combine any type of streetwear fashion kind of vibes with any type of cultural, dress.
Yeah. And now it's like, when I do it, like, I get compliments, like, oh, you do it so naturally, like, it's so fluid.
Effortless.
It's not like you're really trying. It's just like, even like right now, like I'm wearing like a necklace and it's like Bangladesh and I got it custom made when my mum went and that's just like a little, you know, just like a little
nod.
Yeah.
2016, I can't find any files.
Can I link you something? Or?
Yeah, you can. You could chuck it in the Skype chat.
I'm on Skype on my phone.
Oh. You could email me.
What about? Oh yeah.
Hang on, I'll just check 2017 because it could be that. No, I can't see it there. Yeah, you can Facebook. That'd be.
Yeah, I'll Facebook it to you.
See if I can download it and get it up.
Because I finally made sure I had all my shoots on my Dropbox, so I'm organized. Which is just like something I like never do.
Yeah.
So.
I'll pull up that second shoot though while we're trying to get that one because it's really lovely. Actually, I'll have to download it first before. Oh, okay, let me download this first. If the Dropbox link hasn't expired, because that could also be a thing.
No, it should be right.
What's it called? Oh yeah, it says it doesn't exist.
The one I shared with you?
Weird. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, the other one's downloading. I'll show you the one that I had up. This was really beautiful because we did the whole smoke thing in the studio.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's really pretty. So, I mean, I literally can't remember the one in the black. Oh yes, I can. Okay, so that was we shot a lot of it outdoors too, didn't we? Like out the back.
Yeah.
Where the hell
in that
would
car
that be?
spot.
They're really pretty, those shots too.
I love them. I still have one like in the bank that I haven't posted yet.
The bank. I love it.
Somehow.
I love too with these particular shots that you're wearing the Made in Bangladesh t-shirt. Like I just think that is so dope. Like
And the shirt is actually made in Bangladesh as well. It's like...
But it was such a like statement because like I guess a lot of our fashion that we wear is made in Bangladesh as well. So it was like really amazing nod to everything. It was just really clever.
I love it. Yeah.
Super clever. And you were wearing your mum's jewellery that day, I think. Do you remember we re-pierced your ears?
No, that was the first
Oh, that was the first shoot.
Oh my God. Do you remember you were like, oh, I could probably like Photoshop it in. And then I was like, you know what, let's just go.
Let's go.
Michelle like re-pierced my ear and my ear was hurting the whole time. But it was so worth it. Like if we get to show the photos.
I need to show these photos. I need to find them. I'll show you these ones.
I sent you a link on Facebook.
Okay, let me try. I'd like to download it. I'd like to be able to download it. It'd be cool if that could happen. Yeah, it just says it doesn't exist.
That's so weird. Or is it loading?
Nah.
Oh. That's so weird.
No. Gosh. Boring.
What's your email?
I don't think it's hello@michellegraceunder.com. Anyway, I'll show these ones because they're really pretty. And the fact that we need Aaron. We totally need Aaron. Why is my Dropbox not working? I feel like it's like when the link has expired, but yeah, so we were using your mum's jewelry, well, both times.
Yeah.
And it's the thing that's really beautiful about it is that like it just, even though like it's so, you know, it's got the traditional cultural elements, but it's just actually so amazingly beautiful as well. Like it just looks so cool.
Thank
I love
you.
that you wore this like with those sunnies, which were like completely on
the red
sunnies, yeah. Like so on point.
So good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So pretty. And yeah, and like this one, this with the Gucci t-shirt, I like, and the colors of the necklace being like the same as the Gucci, like everything about it is just
like tied
in, yeah.
So well.
Yeah.
And even when I posted it, it was when Gucci used the turban in their runway. So then I just used that post as like a segue to be like, can you guys not charge $1,000 for a turban, you cultural appropriators?
Yes, exactly.
So rude.
So rude. But yeah, there's a couple here that we're going to show. Yeah, this is, I mean, like this really shows how effortless you make it look. Like it doesn't, there's nothing about that doesn't look like it is completely meant to be in such a like awesome way.
That's what I love about it, because I'm like, usually it's like you're meant to wear those things to like for special occasions, and like if you're getting married or if you're going to a wedding or if it's like a celebration, and I'm like, this stuff is way too cool to just be like sitting. Like I have a whole suitcase like in another room, and my mum's just like, here, stop calling me when you need them. They're all like,
go for it.
It's like this massive suitcase, which is incredible.
Yes, and it really does just look so, such a natural, Sydney said, which I completely agree with. It is just, it all came together that day, really, didn't it?
Yeah.
It all looks great. This is where, is this, you're wearing the black sari in this one? It'll come up probably in your Twitch in a sec. I
sent you the actual photos to your Facebook. Oh. Like a couple of them. I don't know if that's gonna work, but yeah. Oh yeah. I loved this with the smoke through it.
Yeah.
Those shots.
Yeah, there's a couple in a row here, so.
And you can't even tell the top I'm wearing underneath isn't a traditional top. It's just this really cool beaded top I got from Savers.
Yeah, and it looks so perfect.
It just looks like it's meant to be.
Speaking of Savers, you and your...
We need to go.
We're due. We are absolutely due a Savers trip. Soph is like the worst enabler, but like if there's
Like
a
the
sale,
best.
best and worst sale at Savers, which is quite like crazy because like Savers is like a discount store anyway. But if there's like 50% off on Monday, Michelle, let's go down there.
Let's go. And that's like another reason how Everyday Like This came to about as well, because I used to always buy stuff from op shops and thrift stores, and people were like, how do you find those? Like, how do you style them? Or I get my mum to help me like flip them as well, like cut them up.
Oh, I just got a subscriber from Brit. Thank you so much. Yay. Sorry you're late. It's totally fine, my love. And you got your 2-month badge for your second month in a row subscribing. So cool. Thanks, Brit.
Yeah.
You're the best.
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
So for every successive month, like, I don't know if you can see in the chat, but the little green jacket next to Brit's name, there's a 2 in it. So I've custom made these basically subscriber badge. They're bomber jackets for each month.
That's so cute.
Yeah, they're super cute. I love them. Hey, Matt.
I'm so new to Twitch. I'm just learning everything.
Hey, Matt. Just wanted to say hello. We're all new to Twitch. We're all learning. I've got like a few little cool things like that. So like the channel points, like if you watch the channel for a certain amount of time, you get channel points. And the little like thing for that's a little Jordan shoe. It's in the bottom. It's like right in the bottom corner, but you get these channel points for watching.
Cool.
Yeah. So we're still showing this shoot that we did, which was, we've now worked out the second shoot, but and my friend Pease was assisting that day too, which was awesome. He helped with the smoke.
It was really good.
Really great.
The smoke.
Yeah. It's like, so when you shoot with smoke, it's like the smoke machine is really like temperamental. So you need someone to help, like.
And he put it in, I remember he put it in through the sari, through the back. So it came out.
Yes,
perfectly.
It did. And that was like totally his idea too. Remember, we couldn't get the smoke in the right spot. And he's like, how about if it's like under and like, and it comes out the sari and out, So Britt said you're at 20.2 thousand shoe points, Jordan shoe points. You can redeem them for things, I think. I have to work that out as well. I'm still working all this stuff out, but
I feel like you got on Twitch when I got on TikTok. And it's just like navigating through like new platforms.
You were sending me your TikTok dances like before you were uploading them too.
Yeah, I still don't upload a lot of them. I just send them to my friends.
The colours in this aqua one are like really beautiful.
So good.
Asia said high key goddess vibes and that melanin really popping.
Thank you.
True. The aqua. Yeah. And even like the subtle thing, like the fact that you're not wearing shoes in this just automatically makes it kind of street and cool, and you've got, you know, ripped jeans on, but then you're wearing this, you know, traditional sari and you've got the jewelry and like everything about it is just amazing.
It came together so well. Like, we didn't even plan that look.
Yeah,
kind of,
totally.
You know?
Sydney saying how many of these photos are in the vault. They are amazing. This is the frustrating part, I think, about just shooting in general, is that so many photos, I have so many hundreds of thousands of photos that nobody has ever seen, you know? It's
like, these I only posted
not that long ago.
Like when Ramadan finished. Yeah. So last month.
Yeah, totally.
And we shot that 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah. I'm just showing. Yeah. This one here is really beautiful too. Such a vibe. We do work very well together.
We do.
Yeah, Brit say.
I'm excited for our next one.
Yeah, what are we doing? A similar vibe again?
I think so. I think I want to shoot that yellow.
Oh yeah, that's right. We talked about that.
Top from Bear Boutique, which is like an ethical label from Melbourne. Amazing. Yeah.
That's right. We did talk about that. Everyone is dying over your photos, by the way. I mean, it does help that you are very photogenic.
And you are an amazing photographer.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
Hey, Emma.
And my makeup artist.
Oh, yes.
All of the...
Yes.
I think the next time we shoot, you need to meet her.
Yeah, we haven't met, I don't think.
No, because she always does my face like in my area.
And then you come and, She always does such a great job. Yeah, so pretty. Oof, this one's...
Shout out to Steph.
Shout out to Steph. This one is very sultry. I don't think you've posted this one, by the way.
No, I don't think I have.
It's, Emma's like, hello, look at you. I love showing photos that've never been seen on the stream. It's just like all of my exclusive.
You should have like a sound effect.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh, where's Aaron? Okay, we need Aaron. I'll let him know we need to work on an exclusive sound thing. Sound bite.
I was thinking, I'm like, you're like the Angie Martinez of the photography world. Are you not?
So I'll totally take that for sure. Is that? Oh yeah, there's a few others. This is really beautiful as well. Have you posted this next one?
I've posted one of the smoky.
This is so beautiful. Oh my God, it is. Oh. Matt just gifted a subscription to Sydney. That is so awesome. That's so sick. Matt, you're such a legend. Oh my God. And like, that's the third gifted sub of Matt. Matt, that's so generous and so cool. And that's awesome that Sydney gets to be a subscriber for a month. So that's so cool.
Yay.
Yay.
Thanks,
yay.
Matt.
Yay. Yes, join the crew. Aaron's in the chat now, everybody. We can annoy him about the things that all the tech things that we need. So we need I'm Twitch crying. Thanks, Sammy, for the host. Thanks so much. Sammy's hosting the stream now on her channel, which is super lovely. Thank you. It's a little, the GIF when somebody hosts is really cool too. It's like Beyonce dancing, so.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Sydney, you have a jacket. Yes, you do. You do have a jacket. Oh, thanks, Britt. Britt just said everything about this shoot is perfection. It was definitely one of those ones where we definitely nailed it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So cool. What's the next one? Do we have another one? That might be the last one in the... Yeah, that's the last one.
See if those ones on Facebook.
I will. I'm just gonna trying to see. But it's like, I mean, it's definitely. Oh yeah, cool. Yes. How can I show these? Oh, I can just show it on Facebook like this. Okay, so this was the first time we did the shoot together, and this is the first
like
cultural shoot. Yeah, and this is when 2016. This is when I pierced your ears again.
My ears, yeah. I can still feel the burn.
It hurts so funny and not fun. Like, oh my God. Oh shit. My friggin' camera keeps like weirdly being weird with the focus. It's never done this before. Focus on my hand, you dickhead. There we go. I'm like yelling at my camera. Yes. We need an actual jacket. That could definitely be happening as a merch idea for sure.
Do you have merch?
Good question. So, as of Sunday's stream, I will have merch.
Oh,
it's very exciting.
That's so exciting.
Going to save the announcement, but anyway, there you go. Exclusive. But anyway, yes, this photo is. I had just completely forgotten about this shot. It's just so wild that to me that how did I forget about it?
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah. The next one is. Oh no, that's not it. Go back to your. Here we go. Oh yeah. So these are really beautiful too because they're all natural light. I think we shot.
Yeah. The sun was coming down and you're like, get into it. It was like
God
the kitchen
light.
of the studio.
Get into that light right now. This is the best light of the day. Everybody looks amazing. I mean, you always look amazing, but it's
golden hour just hits you different.
It hits different. Yes. And this, oh my God, I'm getting like feels from these photos. So this is like, and all of the bangles on your arms as well.
Yeah,
It was
so beautiful.
Yeah.
I need to do another post of these because I think some of them haven't been
fully
out.
Appreciated is what
Yeah. I've got a new wave of audience over there on IG now that have no idea about these.
Yeah, totally. What's the last one that you sent through? Oh yeah, this is similar. A different composition, but oh my God, flawless.
Just so I have no words.
I have no words for your face and how perfect it is.
Like, no one's shot me like that. That looks like a old school, like, Bollywood glam. Like, I'm just looking for my future husband.
Where he at?
We're still waiting.
Still waiting. Oh, I'm loving all of the appreciation in the chat tonight. This is great. Everybody's loving these photos. It's making me feel like we are really... That fucking thing you sent me today, the two goats.
Of us? Oh, the two goats, yeah.
The photo of the two goats, and you're like, this is us? It's great.
Because someone was wishing Kanye happy birthday, like a celebrity.
Yeah, who was that person, by the way?
I don't know. I was like, I don't know who that is,
but it's still funny. And then it's like a photo of him and Kanye, and then the next photo was a photo of two goats.
Two goats. And I called Michelle a goat because... when I was coming up in the industry, she was someone that I looked up to and she's mentored me and is amazing. So we call her the GOAT, if you guys don't already know.
Hey, every time I post something, you put like goat emojis everywhere.
Goat emojis all the time. They don't have goat emojis on
Twitch.
Though.
We need a goat emoji.
I tried when you said hello yesterday on the other stream.
Oh, yeah.
I tried to.
Yeah, because you popped up in the stream that day. I was going to show... the other, I hope it's downloaded I'll just see if it's downloaded. The second shoot that we've done. Oh yeah, it did. Which was, so explain the second shoot that we did. It was when you wanted to show your vitiligo and you had never done like a shoot. You were like really conscious of it. And it was something that really meant something to you. And I'm just going to pull these up now and so we can show these.
So yeah, I've had vitiligo since I was 16, and like my style, like as I was growing up, I kind of hid them all. So people would still be like, oh, you dress really cool, but really I was just hiding all those patches because I had them like on my elbows, all across my legs. Only in the last 2 years that you can even see my legs in photos on Instagram because they've all started to go away and I've stopped caring about.
Yeah, it's so funny that you said though. It was almost like as you accepted it went away.
Yeah, it was like, bye. And I'm like, no, go away. I mean, come back. Like, I want to shoot you.
Yeah, so you had like patches on your elbows and just above your eye as well. So we were trying to...
like, even now, like, I don't know if you can see, but like, they're not even
totally
there
gone,
anymore.
yeah.
Like, they're just gone.
So this shoot that should we just mention that this shoot that we did was on a like 48-degree day?
Yeah.
But it was early.
I was going to say, I have the best friends in the world. Steph woke up at 7 a.m. to do my makeup.
Yeah, because we decided that we still were going to shoot, but we needed to shoot early because by 10 a.m. it would have been impossible to shoot. So we met at like 8 or 9 or something.
Yeah. And then I remember when we were shooting on that ledge, I remember I was just staring at you and I was like, I can't believe that you're shooting me. And I was just fangirling and you were like,
I was like, what?
It's just me.
I was like, what are you talking about? It's your mate. But you were. I think you were just having a moment in that it was a big moment for you and you were documenting it. And you were stoked that I was shooting it. So you did have a bit of a moment.
Because up until then, I think if I was in a campaign, it would be edited out. Or if I was to post it myself, or if I work with a photographer, I'd be like, hey, like I have this thing, I'm not really comfortable letting the whole world know about it yet because I'm still dealing with it internally. So yeah, it was nice. Ever since that shoot, I haven't covered it up.
And do you think like people like Winnie Harlow and someone like that that's come to such prominence with having such like dramatic vitiligo as well, and it being so cool and so accepted, is that a part of what was like, oh cool, I can just embrace this?
Well, yeah, like she was one of the first people I saw. She did this interview on YouTube like years ago before she was famous. And then I was like, oh wow, like there's someone out there that has it and that's owning it and letting you know that it's okay.
Yeah, totally. Does everyone know who Winnie Harlow is, by the way? If you don't, I'll pull up a photo of her. She was in America's Next Top Model.
Next Top Model, yeah. She's from Toronto.
Yeah, and she had vitiligo basically all over her face, like face and body as well.
And body, yeah.
But if you don't know who she is, Brit's saying no. So what I might do is I might actually pull up a photo because I think it's quite relevant. And while I do that, I will let, because Aaron's just asked about the lighting of this shoot, but this is all natural light. There's no another advantage of just like shooting in the morning. I don't even know if did I bring a reflector that day? It kind of looks like it kind of looks like I did, but I don't think I did. Yeah, I can't remember having a reflector. Here we go. Some great shots of her here actually. So
she calls them God's tattoos, her vitiligo, which I think is so beautiful.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one, especially around her face, like they're quite like uniform almost. Like
yeah. So there's two types. There's like symmetrical and then asymmetrical.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's two different types. So the fact that I have two on my elbow, I've got the symmetrical, but a very small case of it.
Right. Yeah,
and even on my eye, like I used to have another matching one on the other side, but then it kind of like decided to come and then it was like nah.
It's actually like now that you say that, looking at the ones on her body and stuff, like they are like in equal spots.
They all
Yeah, so she became really famous after America's Next Top Model. Like she just did a recent campaign with Kim Kardashian as well. I think this is
for Kim's makeup brand. Yeah.
I mean, she's absolutely stunning, and it's so funny because like it really does make her so unique and so beautiful. Like it's just, you know, she would have been, I'm assuming, like had quite a traumatic upbringing. She would have been teased a lot. Definitely. All of those things, like, so the fact that she was able to overcome that,
just own it,
and just show that like it's the individual things that make people so beautiful. Like I would die to shoot her. She's so stunning. It's just so
I've seen her in real life.
Oh really?
She walked past the Kehlani concert and I was like
oh my god,
you don't know what you've done for me.
Oh, that's so nice.
It was such a moment. Yeah, and my girlfriend saw me and they're like, oh my god,
that's so cute.
Yeah.
I'll pull up these shots. Girl.
She did like a Vogue cover with another model that has it, and they have matching.
Oh really?
Ones. Yeah, I think I have it posted on my Insta.
Oh, I'll have a look on your Instagram. Can I get it up on here? I think I can. I do have your Instagram up. How long ago was it?
No, it'd be a while, I think. Oh, like a year ago, I think, because that's when I started talking about it.
Just the last photo I've seen, which is from about a year ago, is a sign that says James Cook is a cunt.
Still true.
Oh, so funny.
I wonder how safe his statues are going to be.
Oh my god. Yes, we will get into that in a sec. I can't find it.
If you Google Winnie Harlow Vogue, it's the
good idea.
It should come up.
That's way easier. Oh yes, cool. There we go. Got it.
And they have matching ones, which is
so cool.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and so she's like, that's a person. They're not related or anything.
I think she's another model. Yeah,
That's so crazy. I'm just trying to get onto the actual. Yeah, there we go. Wow, that's so cool.
Right?
And like the cover of Vogue, I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm here for this. This is beautiful.
So important.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Like, it's like, you know, I mean, we're very big proponents of just representation in general, but like this really goes to, you know, it's outside race and colour, and when you start talking about individual people's things that make them special, essentially, I think.
Like when I posted those photos and when I started talking about having vitiligo, I had people in the comments tell me that they also had it, that follow me, and then people close to me that have it DM'd me, and they were like, hey, I've been hiding it for years.
Oh, that's so cool.
Thank you so much for talking about it. And I'm like, that's like from a shoot that we did, like all these important conversations are happening and unpacking happening of
just acceptance, because there's so many different like you know, body acceptance movements at the moment, but there's all these little individual things that people are ashamed of that make people unique and beautiful, like, you know, just
and it's just realizing that, like, it took me so long to get to here,
and I definitely think it's one of those things that as you get older as well, like that acceptance of, you know,
definitely,
you know, you start entering this is like one of my favorite shots that I've posted this on my Instagram before. There's something in your eyes that is just like, I can see your ancestors in that photo, and it's actually really moving. Like, it's just beautiful. And it's like, you know, when they say the eyes are the window to the soul, this is a really...
Yeah. I love that photo.
It's really great example of how that applies, I guess. Again,
you're amazing.
You are, your face is. But again, this is all natural light. This was, I think, like 9 o'clock in the morning, 35 degrees by now, maybe a bit. It was getting hot. It was getting real hot.
I love the black and white ones as well.
I'm getting down to those ones too. Thanks for all the love and the appreciation for these photos. Are really, really, it's nice.
Special.
Emma said, I love when Insta is used as a platform to share these things. It's too often that everybody is doing the same thing and everyone else feels like they need to be or do the same too. That is so true. And it's like, it's so not true. Like, I mean, as artists, I think as artists you always start off by emulating until you find your own voice, but finding your own voice is where the really special stuff comes through. And it
takes time.
It takes time, and as individuals as well.
Definitely. I think like when I started my IG, and then when IG models became a thing, it kind of put me off from even wanting to continue my Instagram, because I was like, it's so saturated, everyone looks like the same, everyone's kind of dressing the same, and it's just, is it okay to be myself? Is it okay to talk about my vitiligo and my culture and hip-hop and racism through my platform, or is it not okay? Am I going to be not invited to certain things because I talk about
and it's been the
A, B, and
the
C.
exact opposite, really, hasn't it? Like, it's, you know. Asia said, also the fact that you wear your melanin so proud is just so inspiring, because people here try to shove the idea of Eurocentric beauty standards down the throats of young brown girls. Oh, yes, that's awesome.
All those fair and lovely cream ads, there's like these whitening ads in South Asia which are just endorsed by Bollywood actresses and actors, and it's like you have to be white to be pretty, and
it's so bizarre, because like if you think about the Western standard of beauty, like quite often the girls are trying to tan themselves to be darker. It's like this weird opposite thing. Like,
but even with like tanning, it's like they get to be darker without having to deal with being dark.
Yes, that is very true. It's like or they can, you know, choose to wash it off whenever. Tessa said Instagram can be so damn toxic for body image. This is something that I've spoken about so many times, and different people that use their platform, you know, and I've got nothing against plastic surgery. I've had a nose job myself, which is a whole other conversation about, you know, conforming to beauty standards, Western ideals. That's a whole other conversation. But so I'm not against plastic surgery, but when there's people that are literally changing their entire body shape and then pretending that's not a thing that they've done and that's meant to be like a realistic beauty standard, is like, it has completely changed the way that women view themselves in the last...
Yeah, just puts extra pressure on everybody to look a type of way. Even with girls that, I feel like with teenagers, when I was a teenager, like I didn't contour and wear makeup and look grown up, whereas I feel like there's a whole bunch of girls now who look grown up, and I don't know if it's because they have social media, they're always camera on, so they feel like they need to have that face on.
That's actually such a good point. I actually hadn't thought about that, because
whereas we didn't have that. Like I grew up with just MySpace and like iPhone 3, you know, we didn't have the
internet, babe. We had no internet when I was growing up. Like kids look like kids. But the other thing is too, when you look grown up, and I remember this was told to me when I was 16 and trying to act like I was older, but because I did look older, but there's not a responsibility, but there's what comes with the fact that you look older and your little brain is not ready for that. Like can be a whole like, it's a whole nother like dangerous, you know, if little girls that are 12 and 13 and 14 are looking 18 and people are assuming they're 18, and there's like, there's a whole lot of stuff that goes along with that as well.
That's like on TikTok, there's so many people that look like not my age, but like 20s, and they're like teens, and I'm like, what are they feeding you?
Yeah.
Like boys and girls.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, it does. And that urge to grow up so quickly, which is just like, it breaks my heart. Stay little and young and naive for as long as you can.
I know.
There's some really beautiful comments coming through. Mecca was saying, yes, girls with straight hair want curly hair and vice versa. Oh, that's 100%. I permed my hair my entire high school because I did not want straight hair. I wanted it curly, which is ridiculous.
I have wavy.
Yeah, mine's wavy. Mine's wavy now.
I just straighten it.
I actually make it. I just like scrunch it and make it wavy, but my hair's actually, it can be whatever. It can be straight, but I used to perm it, like actually like
crazy.
Like call me Maria, like for sure. There was Wog vibes. What else has people said? Tessa said everybody seems so perfect and everything, that people feel so insecure about themselves because of it. That's such a great comment. And also too, what you show, like there's filters, there's all those things that come with how you present. And
at the end of the day, like no one's perfect. Like what is
I can tell you, like even the most stunning, beautiful, drop dead, gorgeous models that I've ever worked with in my life, I've had people ask me to, I remember hands down the most drop dead gorgeous girl I've ever worked with in my life. I walked in, was just like floored, asked me to like Facetune. She called it Facetune, but she wanted me to Photoshop her nose smaller because that's what she does in Facetune. There was nothing even wrong with her. Like she was literally walking, holy shit, this girl is so stunning. Even at that, like there's those insecurities.
Yeah, there's pressure. Yeah.
And doing stuff like Facetuning and yeah, it's it's
crazy. Like sometimes you see people on the internet and then you see them in real life. And you're like,
I'm just.
What if you go missing?
I'm just looking at a photo that I don't think you've posted that I really love, by the way.
That black and white one?
Yes, it's really pretty. You look pretty.
It is.
I've missed a few comments. Hang on, let me scroll through because there's some really great chat going on. Marla said, I'm still a teenager and I've never worn full makeup. That's good. Good on you. Stay like that. Yay. That's awesome. To Tessa, I said to Tessa's comment, Franz, as a teenager myself, it is really pressuring to have the internet because you see all of these models online and everyone is trying to look like them. Yes. You know what? The biggest advice that I can give is like the coolest people are the people that are just themselves and individual. And you definitely notice that when you get older. It's not the people that are trying to look like everybody else. It's the people that have their own voice and a stand and that are a bit weird and that are a bit like
But if you're not weird, that's weird, right? Like,
Yeah.
to me, I'm like, everyone has to be, like, weird is cool to me.
Weird is so cool.
Like, if you're,
all the coolest people
know?
are weird.
Yeah. Or it's just us, I don't know.
Steph said she had her hair chemically straightened because when she was 18 because you hated the curls. It's so funny. We want the opposite. Emma asked me, what do I do when people ask me to face tune, etc. That's actually a really good question. It depends on the request, but I don't like changing anything like structural, if that makes sense. So like making noses smaller or eyes bigger or jaw, like I don't like, and I'll explain my reasons why to the person. It's very, very rare that I get requested it, and definitely not like, you know, body shaping and stuff. Like I'm just like dead against that. If there's like, say there's a weird angle and like, let's just say there's like a bit of skin that was popping out over the top, and it's like, then it's not like an unnatural thing just to like clean that up. You're not changing the shape of the person. I'll do things like that sometimes, but not like any structural stuff like to the shape. I just, won't do that for sure. Asia was saying, as a kid, I remember older women saying you should apply turmeric on your face so your skin lightens, and thinking that was so dumb. I'd rather have melanin than not have it. Well, that's awesome. I think that's
so good. They still do. I think when you get married, there's it's kind of like our version of a bachelorette night, but they put the yellow paste on to make you brighten on your wedding day.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Kenzie said she's been told she should dye her hair because red hair apparently is a pretty colour, and I should have blonde or brown hair. You should have whatever hair colour you feel want. Like, I think. Who else is here? Fran said, I used to wear makeup to cover up my skin disease, but I stopped when I noticed that nobody has the right to judge me. That's awesome. That's so cool.
Facts. I used to do that too.
Yep. Totally. Yeah. There's a couple of other black and white shots. There's so many great shots. Yes, Aaron, red hair is your favourite colour. I didn't know that. Mecca,
I love
same,
that.
constantly told that my natural hair colour is too bland. That is so... As if people tell you that your hair colour is too bland. Like, what is wrong with people? Tell them to mind their own business. Everybody is awesome.
That's so mean. Yeah, exactly.
While we're looking through these photos, I'd love to talk about how, like, there was a really interesting point where I guess you made that transition to freelance, and I think that's. Do you want to talk about that, like how that happened for you? Because like I get asked this question all the time, and living a freelance life can be challenging and tricky. And do you want to make a few comments about what that is like? What the reality of that is like, I guess.
So I, like my first full-time job, I worked at a big car company doing marketing, and it just was too corporate. And I think the thing, like we're talking about, you know, being yourself. And when you work in those environments, it's almost like those companies and those structures, they want you to be this type of way. And for me, I can do the best work when I get to be myself. So when you try to put me in a box, it's just not gonna work, and there's gonna be issues. I actually had a manager there that kept saying the N-word.
Yeah, no, you told me this story. Sorry, it's so not funny, but it's so ridiculous that I had to laugh that somebody in 2020 would think that was. And so you
No, not. It wasn't. It was like
sorry,
like 5 years
20,
ago.
50,
Yeah. 20.
Sorry,
but still.
If it was in the last 50 years, it is ridiculous.
I was just like, how are you just saying that and you think it's okay?
And what was, you've told me this story before, but what was the context? Like, why would they drop the N-bomb?
Because there was people breaking in that area, and they kind of just were using that word to describe.
Was this the era of the African gangs?
I think it might have been,
right.
Yeah.
So they would just take license upon themselves to use the N word. And
and then when I, said something about it, they just like laughed my manager laughed in my face, and then it was just like a whole thing. It was worth it. Like, it was so draining for me to go through that, but I was like, this is not okay. Like, this is my first job. And I think when you're working in certain environments, you don't speak up because you're like, cool, like, this is money, and
especially when it's your first job, like, that's
like, I should just be happy that I got into this big corporate space. But I think, like, for me to deal with that early on in my career was so good, because I've never held back since then, because I'm like, cool, I know how draining it is, but also how important it is to put people like that accountable for what they say.
100%.
And then I went to freelancing.
So how do you find that now? It's like, it takes a while to get used to the freelance life, I think.
You have to make your own routines, and I think because I do multiple things as well, it's giving me the time to do my blog and then do my digital marketing, and then if someone's like, hey, I've got like a styling thing, I have the time to do all those things, where if I was working full time, I would have to give all my time to digital marketing.
Yes.
So, and working in marketing as well, agency life, it's not 9 to 5, it's 9 to whenever the work's done. So
cool.
You practically have no life working full time.
Just a shout out to that Renee Frogger fan, I think it was, is the latest follower. What up? Thanks for joining the stream. Got some great comments. Daniel was saying that even as a guy, he was shamed, as he's been the same skinny weight basically since year 10. And when it came to picking out my wedding ring with my wife in the store person made a point of saying that she had to get a female size ring as my fingers were too small. My God. Why would you even, like, oh God, people are weird. Kenzie said, I've been so tempted to dye my hair because people always associate me with an orangutan, and I've had to tell people that my nickname is Ranger, and so they can't use it against me in a bad way. That's such a defense, like, I know it's a defense mechanism. I used to do that all the time, Kenzie. Before I had my nose done, people used to call me Gonzo. So, like, you would make a joke out of it before anyone else could, so people thought you were cool with it. Like, it's still...
I used to call myself Token. Oh, yeah? Like, at high school, like, because I was, like, the token brown girl. Like in the back of my, like, top, like, when everyone signed it in year 12, like, it was, like, Token. I'm like, let me just
be the token.
You know?
I've told this story before, but there was 3 Michelles in my year, and so they used to refer to me as, like, they go, which Michelle? And they go, oh, the dark one. I was the dark one.
Crazy.
They
would not get away with talking like that right now.
I mean, this was a long time ago.
It's like a different time,
Franz has said, I really aspire to be a freelancer, but my family pressures me into doing something real, quote unquote. I'm currently studying psychology just because my family wants me to do that. Do you want to talk about this? Because I think you can totally relate to the family pressure.
So I think growing up as a brown girl, it's kind of like, I mean, we're meant to get degrees and get married, pretty much. Like, the degree, you're not really meant to do anything with it. And I remember I had one auntie and uncle, they were like, oh, so you're going to be like a career woman? And I'm like, what do you mean? You guys pressured us from kids to, like, you know, education is so important, and now that I want to do something with it, it's like a problem. And even with the career path I took, you have to be good at maths culturally. No. You know, to get a real job. So I was like, okay, cool. Marketing's really interesting because it has psychology in it. Like, it's like you can see how people think to how to sell things. And then business, if you weren't like into science and maths, it was like business was the other brown kind of career you could do. So for me, I was like, cool, marketing is creative and it's business. Let me just see what that's like, because that interests me. And, you know, social media started to blow up at the same time, and I made it a real job. I fought really, really hard. Like, my dad used to make me do accounting, and I was really bad at it. And I was like, don't make me do stuff I'm bad at. Like, I'm going to keep failing. But then it's like when they realized I knew what I was doing, they kind of just like let the reins go a little bit. And
yeah, there's an element of having to prove yourself, isn't there? Because I've had the same experience with my family, because they were worried when I first went freelance, which, you know, I can understand, as you've gone from the security of having a full-time job to who knows where the next paycheck's coming from. And, you know, for people like our families,
it's security.
And like
we all come from
migrant families. Yeah. Snap.
It's like you don't have time to figure out your career and your dreams. You're going to get that money. Yeah. Totally get it. And we're so lucky and privileged that we have the time to explore what we want to do, what we're good at. And it's not just about getting money for our family to survive.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
So I think there's even more pressure to be successful for your parents because they didn't get to do that.
Oh yes, feels getting somewhere deep there. You've hit a nerve. Yeah, absolutely.
What do you mean? You're the ghost.
No, but it's so true. Is like the fact that, you know, my mum wasn't able to go to university. She wasn't allowed to. So there's so many elements of wanting my parents to be proud of me, because they did offer me every single opportunity. Like they allowed
you didn't want to.
Yeah, definitely didn't want to disappoint them. And it's, you know, I've always strived to make them as proud as possible. And I think that's where the work ethic comes from, you know, is that's the driver. And it's interesting because I feel like lots of kids of migrants have that work ethic, you know, that desire to make something of themselves and be successful and show their parents that their hard work was worth it. Because it was a slog, you know, it was a real slog.
Like my parents really didn't understand like the fashion side of things until my uni campaign came out. And it was like that moment when they saw like the billboards. The billboards, and because it played during the cricket, so like the whole community saw that. So it was kind of like, she knows what she's doing now, even though it's not really what I do, but it was kind of like, okay, cool. Yeah. Let's just let her be because she knows what she's doing.
That's so cool. So just for those who don't know, you were, was it Swinburne University? That there was like a campaign where you were like there was massive billboards of you. I took many
3 years.
I took so many photos of you and said like, oh my God, there you are again. So cool.
That was crazy. That was like, I finished my degree and then they found my Instagram because I used like the Swinburne graduate hashtag, and they were like, hey, have you ever rebelled? And I'm like, my whole life. And they were like, yeah, we're doing this campaign about just being yourself and not having to go to, you know, like the standard unis. Like you can go to like whatever uni you want, like to kind of like just be yourself, don't listen. The first campaign was called Don't Listen. And I really liked that. And I got to wear whatever I wanted as well. Like they had a stylist there, but I kind of just styled myself.
You're like, I've got this.
Yeah, I'm like, don't worry.
I'm good. I'm good. Some lovely comments really cool. Coming through. Mecca's saying, this is such a beautiful conversation. I love this. That's awesome. Thanks, Mecca. Asia said, both of you are so inspiring and doing so amazing. Well, that's lovely of you to say, Asia. And Fran said, about 3 months ago, I told my mum that I'm not really happy with studying psychology, and she was so disappointed in me. I've now applied to art school to study digital media because that's closer to what I want to do later. My mum is still not happy with my choice, but she supports it somehow. I will hear back from the school in a few days. Well, fingers crossed to you. I can tell you right now, if you follow your dream in your heart, there will be a point where your mum is like super proud of you. I like, just trust me on that.
For sure. And if you need any advice on digital media, that's what I do. So feel free to slide into my DMs.
Slide into your DMs. You are so wonderful. Like, I don't know how many times I've asked you for advice and you've taken over my Instagram. You have my Instagram login, but still, I think.
Yeah, I do. Probably do, yeah.
You look at my analytics. You're like, so what you could be doing is this, like you have been so wonderful for me as well. So although you were saying before that, you know, I've been a mentor to you, I feel like it's been reciprocated in so many ways, because you've helped me grow as an artist and grow a following and all those things as well. Franz is going to slide into your DMs, which was great. And Britt said, my parents have always supported me in whatever I want to do. I'm so lucky. Medicine is my dream. I've always known what I want to do, and I'm following that dream. That's amazing, Britt. That's so
amazing.
Cool. It's so cool. I love this. Just showing a few of the last photos from this. But the next topic I really wanted to get onto, I guess, is Ozfiz is here. Hey, everybody. She said hello to everybody. So nice to see you, Ozfiz. You're such a legend. You always pop in on the stream. She's great.
Hi.
I wanted to talk about two things, I guess, the current state of the world and what's happening. I know you were at the rally. I didn't see you. I saw Emma, but I didn't see you.
No, I didn't see you, but I saw you at the one in January.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, we were hanging out at the one in January. And yeah, so let's talk a little bit that, and then I guess a little bit about how we can use our platforms to make an impact on both what's happening now and other issues that we're really passionate about. But
also, quick note before we get into that, my battery said it's going to run out. So
which one?
Is it going to affect my audio if I take and put my charger in?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Because it just means the audio won't be as clear.
Oh, because you're taking that out to put...
Yeah.
I think it'll be fine. I mean, we definitely don't want you to drop out. So, like, let's go with the charging over the headphones. Mecca said, my parents have always supported me, but my mum loves to try and guide me towards other courses. Yes, that's what parents, parents will always worry and try, and that's like, I don't hate that. That's okay.
Yeah.
I would do that too as a parent, I think. I would be, telling people, don't do music photography, you crazy person. I'm kidding. Britt, when I started shooting music, everybody, including my parents, were like, you're not getting paid for it, and everyone kept telling me how I couldn't do both medicine and music photography, and I'd have to choose uni. But by the end of my first year results, I showed them and everyone who doubted me that I could do both and succeed. I mean, Britt, I feel like your entire life is showing everybody, like, no one can tell you anything. You're just like dominating life. Britt is, for those who don't know, Britt is in a wheelchair and shoots around Melbourne and doesn't really let anything stop her. She's pretty friggin' awesome, that's for sure. How'd you go with it?
I feel like let's just keep talking and then...
Oh, I did lose you a bit there. Hang on. Talk again.
Alright, let's just keep going.
Okay, you reckon it'll be alright? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It said it's on 20%.
Ah, no, that's fine. 20%'s fine. Oh, cute. So what I want to do is show your Instagram while we're getting into current state of affairs. Okay, I've got your Instagram up so I can show some photos. Well, here's some photos from the rally. Where do you want to start with this? This is such a big conversation, but...
Oh, I don't even know. Yeah, where do you start? Yeah, it's just
let's start from the rally and work backwards. Maybe. So do we have an official number on how many people actually came out to the rally on the weekend? I can't find...
I've seen like a whole bunch of different numbers and I just don't know.
Well, the media was saying 10,000. It was definitely way more. It was way more than 10,000 people. I've had...
Like the echoes?
Yeah, I've never heard...
of applause.
I think anyone who's been to a rally will know that this one was at least 5 times as big as anything I've ever been to. It was insanely huge. And you could definitely tell, from the echoes, how long the claps were going, where they were coming from. Like,
that's never happened before.
So if we so how many Invasion Day rallies have you been to now on Australia Day?
I think 5 or 6.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. I think I'm about 5 or 6.
Like I've got a photo from the first time I went, and I remember it was like 100 or 200
Yeah, it's
people.
really tiny. And it's got two...
It's so tiny.
Really... So this is... I'm going to show this video that's on your Instagram. This is... This is at the end of... so... Where's my mouse? That was at the end of the rally, which I didn't actually walk all the way to Fed Square. I had to leave a little bit early because it was Jarp's birthday. But so this is the start at the steps of Parliament House, walk through the city, kind of do a loop and then come. And were people sitting down in front of Fed Square?
I didn't get that far into it. I was kind of near the church.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So let's maybe just talk about what your connection, I guess, to the issue is and why you're so passionate about this particular topic.
I think like when we've all grown up here, like we haven't learnt that real history of like what actually happened here. And then when you see people celebrating a day where a lot of people are mourning, and when you learn more about it, you're like, why isn't more people?
Because of the fucking barbecues, mates. But like barbecues, drinking on the booze, we've got to go to the park, get on the piss. Like that's like super important. Like, and we could, we definitely have to do it on that day as well. Like we could not possibly
not do it on that day. God forbid. It's a part of the culture. So we're both really passionate about that. We've been to the Invasion Day rallies for the past, like I said, 5 or 6 years. And then I guess in comparison, the Black Lives Matter movement in the States and its connection to Indigenous deaths in custody here, they're very closely connected. I had an argument with a friend actually a little while ago who said there was no connection whatsoever. He's actually recently come around to the issue, which is really lovely. But there's a lot of people that I think because it's just not discussed at all in the media. Yeah, and I think as well, like with Black culture, we kind of, I think like, again, with this whole like representation being in theme today, when we've grown up, for me, I only kind of had hip-hop hip-hop kind of raised me because I didn't have anyone else that looked like me. And even though I knew I wasn't Black, like I was like, oh, they're kind of similar to me. They also go through racism. It's like something that a lot of people around the world can connect to. Whereas I think with the Indigenous culture, it's very removed from pop culture. I mean, it slowly has been integrated in with all the artists and stuff coming in, but still very like far removed. And I think people don't know about the communities and what happens there, and those stories aren't being told on like a mainstream level. So people...
Well, they've actually not only not being told, the like whitewashing of history in terms of what we were taught at school is like complete bullshit. Like it's utter...
Yeah.
It's actually like... I mean, I do feel like it's definitely changed from when I was, growing up. But it's like the story that I was told was nowhere near the truth. Like it's...
Yeah, definitely. Same here.
It's quite disgusting too. And, I do know that that's common with a lot of Indigenous cultures around the world, that's
Yeah. Like I saw this quote the other day and they're like, if you think the news is fake, what do you think they did with history? I was like, whoa. Yeah.
Mecca said she just saw that Melbourne had at least 100,000 in attendance. I would not even slightly be surprised because 100,000 is what they get on grand final day. And I can tell you right now, it felt like a grand final day crowd to me. That's what it felt like being in that crowd. It was absolutely huge. And the media is trying to downplay it and say that it's 10,000 idiots and none of us had any regard for the fact that we're in a pandemic. And actually, do you want to talk about that? Because I know for me personally, all of the conversation at the moment is around the idiots that protested in the middle of a pandemic. No one is talking about why people chose to do that in the middle of a pandemic. It was that important.
Yeah. I mean, human life, right? And I feel like we were the only country that tried to ban the protest in the world.
They took it to the Supreme Court.
That's how racist we are. We're like,
they took it to the fucking Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court actually ruled in favour of banning, and then it was overturned. Well, this is in Sydney. They overturned it at literally the last minute. In Victoria, they didn't ban it, but they were like don't go. The Premier was saying, don't go.
But did you see those photos of the Sydney market? How there was crowded Sydney markets.
Oh, yes.
No one was wearing face masks. And the same thing, they were saying people were at Chadstone in Melbourne on the same day.
I tell you what, I was tossing up going until literally the day before. I feel a huge sense of responsibility for staying home, and I think my whole community has, to be honest, because our jobs are the ones that are affected the most. Our jobs are the ones that we still can't go to concerts. It's the last thing that's going to be brought back is concerts, touring. So all of my friends and my community, the last thing we want to do is jeopardize the reopening of anything. So I took it really seriously. I know all of the risk. I was looking at the numbers, the community transmission the day before, how many was in Victoria. I literally was taking this as serious as you could take it. The day before, I went to High Point to go shopping to get Jarvis a birthday present because it was his birthday. I walked into High Point and was like, there were so many fucking people there. Nobody was wearing a mask. Nobody was socially. This is inside a shopping centre. It was packed, and I was like, crazy. Okay, so if this is happening, surely the fact that, I knew the organisers were taking every length to have hand sanitizer. There were so many people handing masks, hand sanitizer.
Yeah, throughout the rally.
The rally, I literally saw maybe 3 people not wearing masks. Literally, I was showing my photos on the stream the other night. Every single person in the photographs is wearing a mask. Everybody is wearing a mask. So, people really did, and were trying to, as much as you can in that crowd, but people were actually, I've been to a lot of rallies again, but people were trying to keep more distant. It definitely wasn't 1.5 meters, but it definitely wasn't shoulder to shoulder, which is what it usually is like. So there was, people were making an effort. So I guess my point being is that every single person that I know really took this issue seriously when they were making the decision to protest or not.
Definitely.
And it's, I don't know about you, but it felt like a really historic, it felt very different than the Australia Day rallies that I've been to.
I think there was just the conversations about this issue. There was a lot of people that I've seen that I've never seen talk about this issue, that were just learning about it. And I think also being at home, you had the time to kind of digest all this information that was coming in as well.
Yeah.
Right? I think that played a part as well, I think.
Yeah. Steph said, I learnt nothing about Indigenous Australian history at school. Hopefully it's different now. Fran said, I only learned about Indigenous Australian history because I had geography as my advanced course in the last 2 years of school. This is exactly it. Mecca, I think it's slightly better now. I remember covering Indigenous history somewhat in depth. I'm not sure if that was the teacher or the curriculum though. Sydney said, all around Australia, all the protests had masks and were handing out masks. They really did. When I have seen online, I posted a tweet yesterday that went kind of, semi-crazy, but it was literally about, I'm so sick of the media conversation of being around the pandemic and not around why everyone chose to go. Why were we there? 100,000 people don't just... Especially in Victoria. Victoria's had the strictest lockdowns and people have been the best in this state. So there's something going on that people were that passionate to talk about it. And this is what was driving me insane. Why is the media and the government are deflecting and saying we're going to see a spike in COVID and you guys are all irresponsible? It's talk about the fucking issue.
Yeah.
And
no, apparently we live in like a fair country. Didn't he say that?
Yeah, we you know, fair go for all if you look like ScoMo and you went to a private school. So it's just infuriating that we're continually having this avoidance of the issue. Like, I mean, Q&A last night was good. They had a pretty robust discussion, which is the first time I've seen that on Q&A, so that's great. Francis said, I really wanted to go to Black Lives Matter march in Germany, but I saw all the pictures from the German marches from the day before and most people didn't wear masks. And that's why I decided not to go, because I belong to high-risk patients and so do my parents. I also posted this on my Instagram because a few people were asking me about this. Everybody's decision needed to be very personal and individual, and nobody needed to feel bad about if you couldn't make it. There's other ways that you can support.
Definitely.
I'm definitely not for shaming people. Like, actually just shaming people in general. Like, did you notice a lot of that last week?
Yeah, like people, it was kind of like, it was like the influencer competition, but like the activist competition. It was like, who's like the most woke? Like,
It's actually honestly made me sick to see, like, and pointing fingers at certain people and they're not doing enough and this person. It's like, you don't know. First of all, you don't know what this person. Maybe they're taking a moment to actually educate themselves and they don't want to speak out of turn. I think that's really important, to actually let people listen. And
not everyone has to speak either. Like, we're not all activists.
I also massively agree that not...
You know, like, you can just...
Yeah.
You know?
Take it.
You don't have to talk. And another thing, it's like with social as well, I think not everyone's active on social. Like, people could be doing the work offline.
Yes.
I think that you shouldn't put that pressure on everybody. You know?
Yeah, no, I was getting very frustrated personally about seeing that, asking like the expectation of certain celebrities. Like, I don't know why we need to hear, like, I want to hear from the activist community. I want to hear from people who know about this issue. I want to know what we can do about police reform. I don't need Harry Styles to tell me what, like, yes, I understand he's got a big platform, but like, that's not really the person that I need to be informed from. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like, I they have huge reach, but it's like, then I feel like they're not it. Like,
they have huge reach, but what are they doing with their reach? They do a post and then everyone's like, oh, I'm so glad that he said something. And then what? Like, sorry, my camera's being weird again. And this is no dig at Harry Styles, because like his post was actually awesome. And there's been some amazing, like Shawn Mendes has actually given his whole Instagram over to black content creators and activists this whole week, which is amazing. There's people doing a really great stuff. Billie Eilish did a great post. There's been some really amazing stuff. My point being, though, I don't know why we need to hear from those people necessarily, because like, if they're connected to the issue, then absolutely. Like, if they're knowledgeable and they're connected, but maybe they're sitting back and learning. Maybe they're like, holy shit, I never knew about this. Like, yes, I want to put my support behind it, but I don't know. I feel like we need to give people the opportunity to like learn and grow and
and unlearn.
Yes. Stepha said the finger pointing made me so angry. I know photographers who were made to feel guilty because they didn't use their platform to comment on the issue. There was just a lot of, I mean, there still is, like, again, I just think I want to hear from the people who are really connected, and then I want to help those who aren't, like, to help educate those who aren't. Like, it doesn't need to be a competition about who's doing the most. I mean, the amazing thing was that people, I think, were really making an effort. People are making an effort.
I was having so many amazing conversations in my DMs, like really like safe conversations about things, because people are like, oh, like, I don't know about this, like, can you kind of tell me like where to go, what to do? And you know, even though like sometimes those conversations were exhausting because I had so many of it, but I was like, cool, like, amazing that people want to learn.
I had so many similar conversations as well. I had lots of conversations about like black creatives to follow. Like, so I was sending people that I know, or friends of friends that are covering protests that people wanted to, you know, support. or just point people in the area to get good information, to be educated. So I genuinely feel like a lot of people were trying to do the right thing, and I think we should just maybe just take a step back and just allow people to, in whatever way they're trying to learn, it's okay. Welcome back, Ines.
Even with brands, I feel like people just pressuring brands.
What did you see that there was a spreadsheet? There was like a list of who had and who hadn't spoken up, and I mean,
to get approval for posts in like a corporate level, in general, it's really, really hard. Like, I've worked with like some of the biggest companies in the world. So on top of that, to get a political post approved.
And like, this is the thing I don't understand. What is the post? I don't want to see the post. I want to see the action.
Yeah.
I want to see the shit. Like, I want... The post is like, it's performative. It's not doing anything. That's what was frustrating me. I'm like, they're demanding stuff that what makes you feel good. Okay, so they've done that thing now. So what? Like, it's just, Anyway, but on the flip side, being able to use a platform in a really positive way is something we're really both passionate about. Did you want to talk about how we... I guess how we can do that in the line of work and what we're trying to achieve with that.
I think definitely, like, for me, I've been just learning a lot as well, and just giving that space to the people that are creating that awareness. So I've used my stories a lot. I've used my swipe up feature. If people have something to link to and they don't have the swipe up feature, like, I'm like, cool, like, I'll post that for you. Like, it's
totally.
Yeah. And even like working in fashion as well, like, I've been questioned about certain brands that I work with. For the most part, in general, I before I sign any deal with any brand, I kind of look at how they operate as a brand. I like go on their LinkedIn, I see like how diverse they are. Like, these are just things I've done in general, because I think, me being who I am, I think I'm not going to just work with a brand because it's cool or for clout. They have to align with my values, because otherwise it feels fake. And I never want to look like I'm selling out either.
Yeah, it's got to feel authentic.
Yeah, and for the most part, like, all the brands that I've worked with in the last 6 to 9 months have been amazing with their responses. I had one agency, so I recently just got a YSL deal, and the agency that I'm working on with that, they sent like this really long email, and they were like, hey, this is what we're doing as a company, this is what you can do as an influencer in Australia, and gave all these links to like educate on what's happening in Australia. And then they were like, if you have post commitments this week, please do not post anything, and give that space to learn and educate about what's happening in the world, which I thought was a really, really good way to handle it from a marketing influencer type.
Totally. Yeah, that's such a good... There's some really great comments in the chat too, specifically talking about cancel culture. I know we've had this discussion before about it being just not the best way. I think moving forward, the thing that frustrates me about cancel culture, a lot of it is calling out people for stuff they did like a long time ago, and most likely have already learned and changed. So I don't really see the point of like...
And we're always growing, and we need to just be kinder
and allow the growth, because that's really important.
And not going to know everything, you know. Everyone's on different paths. We need to just be mindful of that.
Also, the world, even in the last 10 years, how much it's changed. And I think that people that are new to the internet don't realize what the internet used to be like, how different it was, how much the awareness of what should and shouldn't be said, language, it has changed so much. And such there's been such huge education around that area. So like, pulling up tweets from 10 years ago with people saying the wrong thing, like, they would know that by now. Like, that's not a thing that you do anymore, and you've completely changed. There's so many examples of that. There was one the other day where they were trying to cancel Jimmy Fallon because he did a blackface thing on Saturday Night Live in the year 2000. Like, quite clearly he would not be doing that in 2020. Like,
hell no. Yeah.
Like, we know that that's not appropriate. The fact that we know that that is not appropriate is like, shows like how far, even in comedy, even the fact that it was, you know, approved and all those sort of things, like, it just wouldn't happen now. Like, we have really, like, so when I see that whoever's over party today on Twitter, I'm always just rolling my eyes and going, like, somebody said, I think Ina said before, everybody's been cancelled on Twitter at least once. Like, even the most wokest of the woke people have been cancelled, I've seen on Twitter. It's just like, they'll come for you one day. They'll come for you. It's so funny. As what have we got? I've missed like a whole lot of comments. Sydney said when Insta first started, you never saw news on it. Same as Facebook, we're only trying to be educated by, only being educated by newspapers and Murdoch media. That's really true. I mean, like, the one thing I really love about Twitter, and especially in these times, is like how, like, you can be on the front line with people that are at the protests and like, showing. I watched this
with my parents this week, and then I'm like, you are only getting like this tiny little bit of what I'm getting. And I go through Twitter, like, my dad's like, can you go through Twitter with me? I wanna see what you're seeing, because there's just so much that they're not covering on TV.
Totally. Yeah, that's or just one element. So they show, let's use example, the protest, right? So especially Australian media, they'll show the rioting and the looting, and they won't show that 99% of the protests have been so peaceful. But
and we had performances.
Yeah.
In the Melbourne one, at the start and at the end.
I know. Like, they were amazing.
They were amazing, yeah.
But what was the front page of the next day? The front page was the fact that the police cornered a bunch of people in the train station in Sydney and pepper sprayed them. Because, I mean, they had nowhere to go, so I'm not really sure what they wanted them to do. But let's put that, like, that was their moment, you know? Aaron says, it's also okay if people don't know what to do, but they should also know that everything isn't about them, and sometimes the best thing they can do is shut up and don't get in the way or give your opinion when it's uninformed. Everyone doesn't have to respond to everything. That is so amazing.
Yeah,
like, you don't have to have an opinion on everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another thing that Twitter's really bad at, is just like, because you can. It's just so quick to be like, I'm going to rush to judgment on this particular thing. I read a book a few years ago called So You've Been Publicly Shamed by, what's his name? John Ronson? I've forgotten his name. Amazing author. That was picking really, really public, mostly Twitter, not only cancellations, like full-blown, like, life-ruining stuff. I don't know if you remember the woman that tweeted the joke as she was getting on a plane. She was going to Africa, I think, and she tweeted a joke. She was a white lady. Something like, going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS. Haha, only joking, I'm white.
Oh yeah, I think I do remember that.
Yeah, so she had like 200 followers. So she, like, tweeted some, like, obviously very bad taste joke. Someone with a lot of followers retweeted it, and and I remember this. I was watching on the day. It blew up, and while she was on her flight, she lost her job, like, her contract was cancelled, all this stuff happened. She didn't even know. There was someone tracking the flight so that they would know when she landed, so that she would open her phone and see what had happened. Like, this, it was like this, like, trauma porn or something. Like, people were like just watching and waiting for her life to be ruined and watching it. And then he follows her story and how she can't get a job. This is like years later and stuff. And it really actually makes you realize the impact of, you might retweet and think that's really funny in the moment, but that's a human whose life has been ruined over a really very, very poor taste joke. Like, don't get me wrong, there's like nothing okay about that. But it's like, it's not weighing up in terms of like is this a fair punishment for the dumb tweet thing, you know? Like you can make an argument to say that, you know, there's an education process that obviously needs to happen there, but like her whole entire, and there was, you know, other examples of that in the book too. It really changed my way that I interact in anything that I see that looks like a public shaming or cancellation. Or I just do not engage. Like no matter what, even if I think it's horrific, like I've seen some pretty horrific things, but I'm just like, that's a human being and they're suffering enough with what's happening with this at the moment, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you saw my stories in the last week where I've been kind of talking about brands that have kind of been like cultural appropriating and also being quiet about what's happening, and then people started just sending me brands. So I kind of had a brand to talk about nearly every night, and I'm like, this is so embarrassing that we have Australian brands that do this. And there was a girl who did a campaign with some like big online retailer, and she had these like huge like weed braids.
Oh yeah, I heard about this. She was an influencer, yeah?
Yeah.
There's a podcast that I listened to that followed this particular story.
Yeah. And it was just crazy because she, like, the campaign, it was like very problematic if you saw it, and if you saw her like actual feed, it didn't really like match with her fitness,
aesthetic.
Everyday fitness look, like the hip hop black culture thing that she was trying to do didn't really like match with that. And then when people were trying to educate her, she started deleting everything, and then the next day was just kind of playing the victim and was just like, I'm scared to do hairstyles.
I saw that, yeah.
And I was just like, ooh.
I tell you what, that show, like I've seen a few examples of that when that happens. And this is why I think maybe the public shaming thing doesn't work. Like, I think, so she would have had a pretty big following for a little while. I would assume that the majority of it was really positive. And I think when these things happen, first of all, they don't know how to handle the criticism. So the immediate thing to do is panic and to delete. And I understand that. It's like, quick, fuck, what's happening? Delete, you know, I don't know.
Personal brands, like, you take it personally as well.
Really personally. So, I think what she needs in that situation is a friend who's actually really educated on the issue to pull her aside and say, hey, someone that she's going to listen to rather than people she probably isn't aware of or connected to. Even if they were trying to educate her, they're going to probably be attacking, and then the pylon's going to come, because that's what happened. Yeah. And then she's going to get super defensive, and you kind of have lost a person at that moment, you know, like she's going to play the victim and feel like, poor me, I got picked on by the nasty people on the internet because they told me that my braids were appropriating, rather than listening to what is this actually about. This is a bigger conversation. It's a shame that I don't know what the answer is in that situation though. Like, if you don't have that friend, because like we have those friends, so it's like,
I was actually like, one of the biggest conversations I've had as well, like the creative community we have in Melbourne and like Sydney, I have friends from like all different walks of life.
Same.
And I think we forget about that as well.
Yes.
We are lucky. We've been having these conversations. We know people's struggles, and
I think that's actually a really big point. I think there are people that actually don't understand that there are people that don't know, that aren't educated and connected. And it's like, well, you should just know. In 2020, you should just know. It's like, not everybody has the same like social circle. Like, I know when I've had questions about braids before, I've been able to ask specific friends about what is okay, what isn't okay, and you know, it's when we're in our little bubble of being around people that are really active and educated, and it's like you can forget, I guess.
Like I had someone ask me about, I forget what it was, but it was something to do with Hinduism, and I'm Muslim, and I was like, hey, like, I don't want to make it awkward, but I'm Muslim, I'm not Hindu, but I can ask my friends that are Hindu and like kind of guide you through that. So then I went and asked my friends and kind of got that. So like we have access to certain people that some people don't even know.
Did someone assume your religion?
Yeah. I was like, I just posted I did Ramadan, but okay.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I mean, it's like there's such big conversations, and I guess my whole point about this is like and it's because I'm older as well, like just a bit more kindness and empathy in the conversations. And like I totally understand that there's people sick of having the same conversations. Like it shouldn't always be on.
Yeah, it shouldn't be on like
one person to be always educating.
Like, do you follow Flex Mommy?
Totally.
Like, I'm just like, I feel for the Black community as well, because you can just tell that they're frustrated.
Well, also, especially someone like her who is like in the media and is asked to to speak on stuff like this because she's the, Black girl in the space. So let's so she would be bombarded by, like, I really do feel for her. And I do understand why you would just be like, I'm actually tired myself, So that's why I think it is really important as allies, I guess. I consider myself an ally, is to I'm talking to my white friends, the people that are not connected to this issue at all, and explaining to them and trying to take on some of that conversation and labor from those people. And
so I've messaged so many people, be like, hey, if you need to give any of those conversations to me, if you're exhausted, like, I'm here.
Yes.
Because it's not fair.
Totally.
Much weight.
Aaron just made a really good comment. He said the question those people should ask themselves in that situation is, how can it be that I'm so tone deaf to this issue? How was it that I was able to be this isolated and clueless from the experience of the people around me? What about my life, in brackets privilege, has allowed me to be this ignorant? Self-reflection is paramount. That's such a great comment.
Wow.
I feel it's from the conversations that I've had with these people, is that when you have had a certain life experience, you feel like that's the truth, like that's everybody's experience, and it's really hard for them to I look outside that. Just
like, even with the whole racism in Australia thing, how people have been like, no, it's an American issue, it's not as bad here. Like, that comparison, like, I've had that conversation like so many times over the years, and I'm like,
I wonder which, again, how can they comment if they haven't experienced it?
Yeah,
it's because I guess that's why they're commenting, because they haven't. But they can't truly think that's true. Like,
I mean, clearly they do, because they're saying it, right?
I think in Australia, the thing here is that a lot of it's really subtle. And I think it's actually even worse, because it's not... I do agree that it's not as blatant and in your face, and we don't have the really obvious black and white issues that I think they do in America. Like, I think it is different, but I think it's subtle. And I think the subtleness, it's the throwaway joke stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
It's that...
Like, I think in America, I think it's like they're openly racist. Like, we know they're racist, like people that are racist, where I think here people say things and I think they sometimes don't even know that they
genuinely think they're not racist.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's a joke, right? And I'm like,
yeah, like,
funny for who?
Who's that funny for? You guys. And
we just laugh it off, because it's like that whole like.
Well, we're so used to it. Yeah. I laughed about jokes about, being the dark one. Like,
because it's easier to laugh it off than having to have those uncomfortable conversations and calling people out. Because then
it's also quite ridiculous that I was the dark one as well. Like, that just goes to show you the where I grew up. It's like, it wasn't.
No, at my school they used to I wouldn't even get like brown jokes. I would get black jokes.
Yeah, right.
And like I remember one time this girl was like, "Oh, but you can say the N-word," and I was like, "I'm from Asia." Like, you're actually stupid.
I love that they were just like, they were giving you the pass. You're like,
yeah, I was like, thanks.
I'm not sure you can do that, but thank you.
Yeah.
Aaron's with the truth bombs tonight. Are pretty bad when the bar for change is set at murder. Like, it has to be murder before we can talk about it. Yeah, it's wild. Mecca said, honestly though, why can't this be addressed so much earlier? It's the same in the US, so there are gradients of it. America is such a big place. Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely true.
Yeah.
And people always say, Mecca said, oh, I have friends that are POC. Yeah, my black friend. That's...
they're like, oh, but I'm dating a black guy, so I can. And I'm like,
oh, actually, this is so... Back in the day, like, there was definitely a time when I know, and it wasn't that long ago, when people thought that. Like, I saw it all the time in this. This is maybe a little bit before your time within the hip-hop community, but yeah. I definitely saw... This is what I mean about it's changed so much. And people, like, literally would do that. And there was a really big conversation, and I'm going to guess it was around 2013 from memory-ish, where there was a big conversation within our circles where that you just like, and it was like white people were doing it to if they had black friends in hip-hop circles. This is, and there was, I remember there being a massive like kind of blow up with, there was a few white people that were just like, well, no, this particular black friend said that I could use the N-word or whatever, so I'm still going to do it. And like kind of digging their heels in. And then a whole other group of us that were like, well, no, we've just been educated that this is not okay. Like, nobody...
Yeah.
Don't do that anymore. Don't allow it in your space. Don't brush it off. But it's quite wild that was happening, like, not that long ago, to be honest.
Or even with like the brown communities, there's heaps of anti-blackness posts that have gone out, and one of the issues is using the N-word. Like, brown people just think they have like this pass.
Right, okay.
Because it's like, we are of colour, but it's like, you just can't do it.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Yeah, I guess there's
still people that still do it.
Right.
That are brown, and it's just kind of just being like, stop.
Yeah. This situation was people that were friends with someone that was black, and they were comfortable, like that friend was okay with them using it, but then it's like, well, just because it's okay in that little circle, like the
yeah. Like, when I've been to the States, like, my friends are there, like, oh no, you can say it, and I'm like,
I
don't think so, like, no,
I'm good, thank you, I'm good, thanks. Oh, that's so funny. Such a big, robust conversation tonight. Does anybody have any questions for Sophia? Probably got about another 10 minutes before we have to bounce, but loving all of your insight tonight. We've just been scrolling through your amazing Instagram too, so we've been able to see your gorgeous photos. What's coming up for you now? I know you've had to, we talked about this a little bit before we went live, but you've had to kind of change the way that you do your shoots for Instagram, because you used to be able to go out and just shoot wherever, but you've had to like...
I'd have like a photographer or like whatever. Now I've just, self-appointed. I've become a set designer in this time. Thank you, COVID. It's been really interesting. Like, I didn't realize how many things I had to play with at home that I could shoot really, really cool stuff with as well. So it's been a really nice creative thing for me to do as well, to push myself.
Cool. I'm going to scroll up to the top and see. I really love this shoot that you did with in the blue. Thought that was really cute.
Yeah, so that was actually like a trial look. So I'm doing this TikTok where it's like a little Kim challenge. So in the challenge, she changes from different outfits.
Right.
So this is just the blue look from that thing. But I just made it into an Insta piece because I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. They came out like that.
Look how pretty you are. Oh my God.
Stop.
Ah.
That filter is amazing. It is incredible.
Say that again, sorry.
Filter is incredible.
Did it make your eyes blue like that? Or do you
and then if you, again, it goes, it's still sparkly, but it goes back to normal.
Wow. Yeah. Sydney said she would like you to post more photos from your archives, please. That's a thing that needs to happen.
Noted. No.
Noted. These gold, fuck, I'm so jealous of these shoes. I need them in my life.
Yeah, they're so pretty.
I wish we were the same size.
Like cultural shoots, really.
Yeah, totally. Oh my God, yes. We definitely, I say that's the next thing.
Yeah, I was like,
we've got some Erica in the background. We have to, hopefully it's not too loud. I don't want apparently Twitch is like muting streams now if your music's too loud, but hopefully I've been talking enough so they can't like read the algorithm. I think it's okay if you're talking, but if you're not, then. But these are dope. I actually had these same shoes in black, just all black, but they're like nowhere near as cool. The gold is.
You have the triple black as well.
Oh, cool. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I need the hookup. I really like this look as well. This is cute. Oh, yeah. Red.
Lockdown series. So I decided like a towel series. This is like my third or fourth one.
Oh my God, I have to look at them all now.
And then I just sprinkled some culture on there. And that was when I was watching the Jordan series. And I'm like, cool, this is a look. I'm like, I never thought of shooting in my pajamas.
Can you please say that again? I needed to sprinkle some culture. That is...
Just, just a little bit.
Where is your other...
If you
scroll down. Oh yeah, here's the other one. Oh my God, look at this one. OMG.
You know who reposted that? Bia, the singer, rapper?
I think I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I saw it on your story, actually.
Yeah.
Your towel is a whole vibe. I mean, only Soph could make a towel look this good, though, you know? I'll be like...
I'm just lazy. I was like, I don't want to do my hair one day, and then it just turned into...
Oh, look at this one. Oh, my God, I love this one with the Kate t-shirt. Oh, that's so pretty. I like that necklace as well. Is that one of your mum's?
Yeah.
I need to steal all of your mum's jewelry.
I love that there's every colour.
Yes.
We have to see like the colour we haven't used yet.
Yeah, we definitely, that's 100% a thing. So we were thinking yellow, weren't we?
Yeah. But maybe we'll do like a blue, that dark blue was cool too. I love that
The
vibe.
Dark blue, yeah. Where are we shooting? Are we shooting at the studio or are we shooting somewhere else?
I don't know. I don't know if we have like a
location. We need to
figure that out.
We need to figure all of this stuff out. Oh, I really like this one too, actually. This is dope. Are your pants Tommy as well, by the way? Because I need them in my life if they are. Or are they just blue? They're sick.
I mean, yeah. That photo was so funny because I didn't really like it. Like,
what do you mean? It's so sick.
I think like the original photo shoot wasn't as it wasn't like edited. It was just like a raw photo. So I kind of just had to edit it myself.
Yeah, you need that.
Like fun. I don't like touching photography. Like I know rule number 1: never touch a photography. I know this. You know, you, Josh. Like I know you guys have taught me that stuff. So
yeah. We can get precious about that. I mean, like, if they give you permission, it's fine. It's just the people that don't just do it. You're like, what have you done to my photo? My God. Yeah.
But just got those final photos, and I was like, I think I just
need a little retouch. Yeah. I mean, this is whatever you've done, it looks beautiful. So,
yeah.
Asia said, "Watch me go raid some of my old mum's jewelry now." See, this is.
Yes, do it.
She said she's super inspired. You're amazing. I love that.
And loves it. Like she gets so excited that I'm using her jewelry in shoots.
This is cool too. I love this. This is awesome.
Oh yeah, the pink.
The pink is a vibe. And the pink in the supermarket though is like such a vibe.
So the whole this whole series, I actually want to do. Maybe we can do one together as well. So it's a series about stereotypes of South.
Cool.
So it was like the whole like growing up, you'd only see Apu at the Quickie Mart, right? But how essential those workers are for South Asians because you can't get certain things at the normal grocery store, so you have to go to a South Asian. Yeah.
Got you.
So this is like a really like busy one in the southeast that a lot of people go to. And I was actually freaking out because there were so many people. It was the day after Diwali, which is a huge celebration.
Awesome.
And I was just like, just walking in, and we somehow got really, really good shots because I was freaking out in every aisle.
The light looks amazing in there. Sometimes that supermarket light can be like whack, but it looks really lovely.
Yeah.
It looks...
So my cousin shot that.
It's really pretty.
He's he nailed it.
Yeah.
And he like me down and everything. Yeah.
Aaron said
this back right here.
Yeah.
I made like a whole community of brown girls remember that they didn't get to stock up on cookery during quarantine, and they were like,
damn.
It's like our version of like hot Cheetos.
I got you.
Yeah.
Aaron said your timeline is poppin', which I definitely agree with. Oh, is this more of the Tao series?
Yeah, that's the first one.
That's the first one. So pretty. Oh my god. Have you got any plans to go out with like the gang now that like you might be able to see people?
I mean, I'm kind of enjoying this lifestyle at the moment because I think, when you are freelancing, you're kind of jumping from one to the other.
Yeah.
And just being able to, that was the last time I went out.
10 weeks ago. We went out not that long. When did we go out? It wasn't that long ago, was it? Feb.
Yeah.
When occasionally I call you and I'm like, I'm coming out! Mama Mishi, she's coming.
It's the best. And that you actually come out on like epic nights as well. Like there's actually something good on.
Yeah, I do come out on good nights. It doesn't happen that often, but I was trying to see if there was a photo of us from somewhere, but I don't know if there's one on your...
It would be like your birthday.
Oh, like that long ago? I'll see if I can find it. When I get shot. Oh, I love this shot too. The green. The green was a vibe. The green was a vibe.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, who looks that good in green? Far out. Yeah. Me. This is why I love you. Exactly. That is. You look like you need to be in a hip hop video clip in that outfit, Sophia.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sick. Love, love, love. I wonder if there is a show. I'll scroll back and see if I can find. I was back here before, but I didn't see it. SNB, you wanna get me? Oh, this is. Oh no. Brother Elegant, just wait. Oh my god, we're going far back here now.
Yeah, there you are.
Where?
Go down.
Oh yeah. Hey. This is my 40th with all the. There's Sydney.
The gals.
And Emma as well. Emma. You know that Emma did all of my overlays, so that why.
Shout out to Emma.
Shout out to Emma. That's why my stream looks so sick. And there's Sydney who's in the chat, and then there's you. That was a good day, gang.
Yeah. All like in dresses and heels.
I know.
Dressed up. It's cute.
Super cute. Yes. Oh, that was such a great day. Love. I love you, goat, says. Does anybody have any last questions or comments for Soph? I don't want to take up any more of your time. You've been so wonderful. It's been such a lovely chat. It feels like a proper catch-up that we've...
Yeah, because actually I haven't seen you since we shot together for...
Oh, yeah, for Ash, which hasn't even been able to come out yet, so I can't wait for those photos to come out. I haven't been able to even...
The single.
Sorry?
that one photo came out with that.
Yeah, but but that's it. That's all I've seen so far.
Yeah.
It's tricky timing, I guess. So
yeah, releasing stuff.
Oh yes. Everybody's giving you lots of appreciation, which is amazing. Thanks to everybody for coming in the chat. I've set a new challenger goal for this week. For those of you who are not in the Discord, you'll just see that the last Nightbot bot that came through, chatbot that came through. If you haven't joined the Discord group, please join it. It's all of the lovely photographers and followers are in there, and we can talk about all kinds of things when I'm not online. So there's a raw editing photo challenge this week, so that's what's happening this week. What else did I have to mention? I have to mention my stream on Thursday is with an amazing creative. She's coming on the stream early. It's actually, I think I'm going to do the stream at like 11 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, so she's tuning in from New York, so it's a little bit earlier. Sunday is our creative challenge Sunday as per usual. Thank you to Soph, you're the best.
Me, so much fun.
Yeah, that was really fun. I just want to see, because I'm trying to get in the habit of like rating other people's channels at the end of my stream. So if people want to hang around, I'm just going to see who else is online at the moment and see who we can raid. Who can we raid? There's nobody really exciting on at the moment. They're all gamers. Nobody's going to like that. It's going to be really boring. So maybe not tonight. We'll do another raid another time. Asia just subscribed.
Yeah.
Actually, Matt gifted that subscription. That is the 4th gift sub, Matt. You are so amazing and so generous. He gifted that sub to Asia. That's so lovely. And it's really, gosh. Matt.
You have the best followers.
I do have the best followers. They're so amazing and generous. And they not only do they subscribe, they subscribe other people. So the whole community benefits. It's so awesome. Matt, you're a bloody legend.
Go Matt.
And Jetta says that she loves you too. And she's really... She's really appreciative as well. Oh my gosh. That was a really fun stream, guys. That was awesome. We'll see you on Thursday at 11. I know if you can't watch it, we'll put the chat in the Discord and we can discuss it later on. It should be a really good one. We're going to be talking Black Lives Matter again and lots of just different stuff, creatives in America, and it'll be great. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Soph. You're the best. Love you lots.
Love you too, Goat.
Talk to you really soon.
Bye.
Bye.